we are here in my yard. It is a beautiful September day in New York, and we're going to look at some cool tech that we can only experience outdoors, and that is the Surfwheel, the Surf on Land one-wheeled electric skateboard. Now, I know what you're thinking right away. Why would we be looking at that? And there's two reasons. Number one, it's just a really cool piece of tech, and I enjoyed it, and I wanted to share it with you. But number two, the team behind the Surfwheel actually has plans to turn this thing into a VR controller. Now, that's still in the works, so today we're going to look at the skateboard part of that, and when VR comes out, we'll be checking that out too. But let's get into this and check out why this might be the next toy, vehicle, whatever you want to use it for you and your family. Here it is, the Surfwheel. Now, this thing is really pretty cool, but you're going to notice right away that mine has some use on it for sure. This thing is not the easiest to learn to ride, and I've given it some hard use. So if we take a look here at the bottom, we can see we have one big heavy duty wheel. We also have some information on the bottom for charging, but up here we have some really cool wheels. So if you start to get, like, let's say a little tippy, you lean a little too far forward, you're not just gonna face plant on this thing. These are kind of like little safety wheels on there. In here is the replaceable battery. This is our charging port here. And up top, we have our usual skateboard tape that is replaceable and our pressure pad. So let's turn this baby on. This thing has some weight to it. I'm not sure exactly how much it weighs, but it kind of has to have some weight to it because it needs to be able to remain stable and power that motor really well. So what happens with this thing is you can take it right up about 10 miles an hour, just safe enough, fast enough so you can stay safe, but really start feeling fast. And at 10 miles an hour, if you're just standing on that thing like you normally would, you are feeling like you are flying, and that is the truth. So I really don't like taking that thing at 10 miles an hour, in all honesty. I tend to take it much slower than that, and it really handles quite well. Now, you should not get on this thing just expecting to be able to fly with it. Like I said, this thing is actually really hard to learn to ride. It took me a good couple weeks, and I am still pretty bad at it. So like if we flip it over and we look at the wheels here, you can see that I've really scraped these really well. And they are all replaceable, which is nice. They kind of have to be because otherwise, oh my goodness, that would just be terrible. So the other thing that we have over here are our plastic guards. Now, I have used these extensively, and they just snap on here. So that way, if you do happen to wipe it, you're not going to damage the Surfwheel on the non-replaceable parts. So what happens with this thing is you can take it right up about 10 miles an hour, just safe enough, fast enough so you can stay safe, but really start feeling fast. And at 10 miles an hour, if you're just standing on that thing like you normally would, you are feeling like you are flying, and that is the truth. You put your foot on here, that gets the pressure sensitivity, and you know it works because you get the light on the back, and then you simply step on, get your balance, and it is good to go. And you can go forward, you can go back, you can do turns. Turns are a little bit interesting because you have to twist your hips. Surfwheel starts. I'm going to try to keep this thing stable as we go. Alright guys, that's going to just about do it. Thank you so much for watching. This Surfwheel right here, This bad boy is a lot of fun, and it's worth taking the time to learn, because when you start zipping around your neighborhood on this thing, you would even take it on your commute if you're on paved roads, but when you start doing that, it's really, really a good time, and it's safer than something like the Onewheel because it doesn't go as fast. It's also way, way cheaper than the Onewheel, while also being really reliable. It's just been a great time. And once it breaks into VR, that's definitely going to be something that we want to check out, because the sense of depth, like imagine this thing on a circular pad where you're not going to roll off of it or anything, but just imagine that. You'll be able to slide around, do a bunch of different stuff. There are games out there right now that emulate that, so to be able to have something like that will be cool. I will be really curious to see how they roll that out, though. So with that, guys, you can find this on Amazon. You can find it on our site through a link. You can go to the Surfwheel website officially, pick it up there. We just want to thank that team for sending this over, and we want to thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.